Hello everyone, welcome to our Social Studies class. I am Dr. Shikha Jyoti from Jagran Public School. Today we are going to discuss the topic the state government, in which we will discuss how the state government is formed and what are the functions of state government. There is government at the national level and also at the state level. The government at each level functions through three main organs: legislative, executive, and judiciary. The function of legislative branch is to make law, and the function of executive branch is to implement laws. Third branch is judiciary, which interprets law. There are separate legislative and executive branches at the center and in the state government also. But judiciary is one united for whole country. Let us talk about state legislature. State legislature consists one governor of the state, one house or two houses. If there is one house, there is Vidhan Sabha. If there are two houses, it is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. If there are two houses, the state is called as bicameral. And if there is one house, state is called as unicameral. There are few states in India which have two houses like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Vidhan Sabha is also known as lower house and Vidhan Parishad is also called as upper house. Now let us see how Vidhan Sabha is formed. Members of Vidhan Sabha are called MLAs, that is Member of Legislative Assembly. They are elected through the direct election of Vidhan Sabha, which takes place in the state after 5 years. For the purpose of election, whole state is divided into smaller units. Each unit is called as constituency, and from each constituency, one representative is chosen. Let us talk about Vidhan Parishad. Member of Vidhan Parishad are called MLC, that is Member of Legislative Council. The number of the Member of Legislative Council should be 1/3 of the member of Vidhan Sabha. The member of Vidhan Parishad are indirectly elected. 1/3 of the member of Vidhan Parishad are elected by the MLAs of the state. 1/3 are elected by the members of local government bodies such as municipalities and district boards. 1/12 are elected by university graduates. 1/12 are elected by teachers of secondary school, college and university. 1/6 members are nominated by the governor of the state. Vidhan Parishad is a permanent house. After every 2 years, 1/3 member retires and new members are elected in their place. So it is a permanent house. Presiding officer of Vidhan Sabha is a speaker. One more member of all the winning candidates is chosen as deputy speaker. The function of the speaker is to preside over the meetings of the house and maintain order in the house. In his absence, deputy speaker does the function of a speaker. In Vidhan Parishad, of all the candidates elected, one is chosen as the chairman and the other as deputy chairman. In the absence of chairman, deputy chairman presides over the meetings. Let us see the functions of state legislature. Very important function of a state legislature is to make law. State legislature makes law on the subjects given in the state list. Some of the subjects given in the state list are agriculture, land revenue, public health, law and order, etc. These laws are made on the subjects according to the special needs of the states. There is one more list given in the Constitution called as concurrent list. State legislature can also make laws on the subject given in this list, but it shares this power with Parliament. Both center and state government make laws on the subjects given in the concurrent list together. Second important function of a state legislature is that they are questioned by the members of Vidhan Sabha. There is fixed time period in daily routine when members may ask questions from the Minister of State Executive and draw their attention towards important issues. If the minister fails to give a satisfactory answer, then Vidhan Sabha may pass a vote of no confidence against them. Then the ministers have to resign. Let us see how a bill becomes a law. A proposal for making a new law or to change the existing one is called a bill. Bill can be introduced in any of the house. There it is discussed and debated in 3 stages. Then it is put to vote. If majority of members are in favor, it is sent to the other house. There also it passes through the similar process, and if it is passed from the other house, it is sent to the governor of the state for his consent and sign. When the governor signs the bill becomes a law. Maybe governor sends back bill with some suggestions. It is up to the state legislature. They may or may not accept the suggestions. Then it is sent to the governor. This time governor has to sign the bill. Let us talk about the second organ of the government, state executive. State executive consists governor, chief minister and his council of ministers. Governor is the official head of state executive. And chief minister is the real head. Chief minister is helped by his council of ministers. Governor is appointed by the president for 5 years. Chief minister is appointed by the governor also for 5 years. After the election of Vidhan Sabha, whichever party wins the election, gets majority of seats in Vidhan Sabha, forms the state government. The leader of that party is appointed by the governor as chief minister. He prepares a list of his council of ministers, and they are also formally appointed by the governor for 5 years. Let us see some powers of the governor. A bill only becomes a law when governor signs it. All the important decisions of state executive are taken on his name. He also appoints high officials including Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. Governor also exercises some discretionary power which he enjoys and exercises without consulting the Chief Minister and the other ministers of the states. Now we should also discuss some powers of the Chief Minister. Chief Minister is the real head of state executive. Governor of the state acts on the advice of Chief Minister. He is also the head of his Council of Ministers. He chooses the ministers, presides over their meetings, and coordinates their functions. Very important function of Chief Minister is to communicate all executive decisions to the governor. His Council of Ministers consists again three categories of ministers. First is Cabinet Minister, who are very experienced person and given very important portfolios like education, health, industry, agriculture, etc. The ministers of state work under Cabinet Minister and given other portfolios. Deputy ministers help the Cabinet Ministers and the ministers of state. Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers work on the principle of collective responsibilities, means they together work as a team. And if no confidence motion is passed against any member of the council, the whole council has to resign. Thank you.